apply your standard then, how could there have been any revelation given without the ability for perfect copying down through the ages?
It didn't have to be perfectly copied. God could have just preserved the originals.
So if there is any claimed scripture from antiquity that does not have the originals, the Qur'an has textual variation in it, that can't possibly come from God then?
I'm not drawing that theological conclusion, and I don't really appreciate you likening me to a Muslim.
I didn't.
Both in your speech and just now. I'm not making any stand about the Quran. I don't know anything about the Quran. I'm simply making a very basic point. And I'm not making this as a normative point for everybody. I'm saying for me, it doesn't make sense to say that God inspired the words because he wanted us to have his words if he didn't give us his words. We don't have his words because the originals don't exist and accurate copies don't exist. There are places where we don't know what the originals even said.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اليوم كان عندنا فرصة رائعة انه نلتقي بأحد أهم نقاد العهد الجديد الدكتور بارت إيرمان. I was saying today we had the chance to meet one of the most recognized critics of the New Testament, Dr. Bart Ehrman. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed our time together.
Well, it's been a great chance. The question is that throughout your work, like for 40 years, we noticed that your main problem about trusting the Bible and the authenticity of the Bible is the technique of transmission, which is we don't have the originals, we don't know who wrote the Bible or who are the scribes who copied the manuscripts. There is a parallel transmission technique in transmitting the holy verses or the holy scriptures, which is followed by the Muslims, by transmitting the Quran and the traditions of their prophet. Have you ever considered looking at their techniques in transmission, because they do claim that it is uneritable?
Right. So the first thing I'll say is that's one of the reasons that I've had trouble with traditional Christianity, is because of the changes that scribes have made in the text. But it's not the only thing. Another issue is the internal discrepancies that you find within the New Testament and within the Bible, and I do know that the Quran has been faithfully transmitted over the centuries, and for some reason Christians decided not to transmit their book as faithfully. But what I would say is that they certainly could have if they wanted to. Jews, of course, through the Middle Ages transcribed the Hebrew Bible faithfully, and for some reason Christians just didn't do that. There's not really not a lot to be done with the Quran, because I mean so many of these manuscripts are just the same. So there's not a lot of scholarship to do, because I mean with the New Testament though you have all these thousands of manuscripts that are all different from each other. So that makes the scholarship more interesting.